Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back, and I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. If you're also back, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. I'm so happy to see you. But if you're new and maybe you like what you see, I'm also happy to see you. Then please consider subscribing because we have tons of fun here on this channel talking about makeup and all things beauty. And today you guys are in for a treat because I am taking you shopping with me. But it's not shopping in the conventional sense. Like, I didn't end up buying a damn thing, and I am so excited about that. I am very proud of myself because it's like I can't go inside a Sephora or an Ulta and not get anything. In fact, anytime I leave my house and I go to a store, let it be Target, let it be Publix, let it be this, anywhere I go, I end up spending money. And this time around, I did not, because that was my aim. So this video is going to be kind of a shopping trip, shopping list, anti-haul video crossed with a shopping block video. If you're new to my channel and you haven't seen a shopping block video, I will link the playlist over here so you can check it out, and down below as well. But in my shopping block videos, I try to talk you guys out of shopping as well as talk myself out of shopping. And back in the day, before COVID, I used to go in store and swatch the products that were on display, the new releases, so I could give you guys swatches in the video as well as give you my feedback, because I've seen the color story in store, I played with the products a bit, I got a little feel for the formulation, so I can give you a little bit of a review, and that way you can determine whether or not you want to pick them up. Well, for me this time around, I wanted to start creating my shopping list for the Beauty Insider event that is coming up very quickly. It starts on October 28th and goes until November 7th. October 28th starts the sale for Rouge members, which I'm a Rouge member. Don't ask any questions. I will never not be Rouge, okay? It's just my habits, okay? So it starts on the 28th, and as we do as beauty lovers, we create a shopping list. So that was the intention behind this shopping trip. I went in store, I'm like, here are the products that I have in mind. I'm not gonna buy them now because I can get 20% off in 2 weeks, so I'm gonna save myself some money, but I want to see the products. I want to swatch them. I wanna get a feel for them to see if they're products that I want to pick up. And in addition to that, I am putting myself on a shopping limit for the rest of the year, where I am allowing myself to purchase only 5 products for the rest of the year. And those are individual products. So it's not bundles, it's not sets. No. Each individual item counts as one product. So that is a pretty tight limit, especially for me with the holiday season. But I think I can do it, and this is one of the ways I'm doing it. I'm going in store, I'm checking the products out, I'm really thinking it through, I'm watching reviews, you know, getting a feel for what everybody else thinks before I bite the bullet. So with all that being said, like, that was a lot to get started, but I'm going to take you along now on my shopping journey, and I'm going to show you the products that I swatched, and I'll give you my feedback in case you were interested in these products as well. So are we ready? Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first on my list to check out was the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Blush and Highlighter Palette Volume 2. So last year he released a blush palette, and I am so over the moon in love with that palette. I think it's so well done. I love his cream and powder blush duos as well as his bronzer duos. So I was intrigued. I was like, oh my god, is it going to be as spectacular as it was last year? I have to see this. But then I saw that it was also a highlighter palette, and I'm like, I don't know. So there are 2 blush duos and 1 highlighter duo, and the duos include a cream and a powder product, right? And the intent is to layer them up to create your own like customized blush. You can top the cream with the powder or the powder with the cream. It's a whole situation. It's really well done. So I went in store and I'm like, all right, let's see what this looks like. It looks really cute in store, right? But the blushes right away, they didn't look as pigmented as last year's, which is okay because I don't expect every product to be suitable for me and to suit my tastes and preferences. But I was automatically like, all right, this may not be for me. And child, when I swatched them, all right, it was automatic. I'm not getting this. I am not interested. It's $58, by the way, so it's pricey. So I need to know that I'm gonna use it. Looking at this palette, I for sure will not be using that highlighter duo, okay? The cream in this product, so the way I swatched it was I did cream and then powder, and then at the bottom of the cream swatch, I put a bit of the powder so you can see what they would look like layered up. So each alternate swatch is going to be of the cream portion of the duo, and at the bottom of that swatch, I layered a bit of powder on it, all right? So in the swatches, right away, the powders look very lightly pigmented, but then I was like, well, from experience, if you layer the cream and the powder, they get a little bit more added punch. In this case, yeah, they got a little bit of a boost, but these look very pastel. They're not shades that I would personally want to use, and the highlighter, girl, the cream part is like Vaseline. It's just straight up like clear Vaseline. And then the shimmery highlighter, it's a champagne. I'm not interested. It's cute, right? But it's not for me. It's not for tan skin tones, especially if you like a pigmented blush. If you don't like ashiness on your skin tone, like stay away. And I am so glad I saw this in store because it was one that I was kind of intrigued by. I was tempted. When I saw it, I was like, good girl, just skip that. That is such an easy pass, all right? Next up, Anastasia Beverly Hills. So this holiday palette from ABH is the Rose Metals eyeshadow palette, and it retails for $55. First of all, okay, what happened to that $34 price point? Maybe $48. Y'all going $55? Ooh, that's not price hike, don't you think? This is like the standard 12-pan eyeshadow palette, so I'm just like, boo, no. But here's the thing, I saw the swatches on other people, like lighter skin tone, and I was like, bah, that looks so tired, right? But then I saw the swatches on a deeper, darker skin tone, and the swatches look so rich and metallic and buttery and creamy. I was like, I need to see this, all right? So I went in store. The packaging is cute. She's cute, you know? I said this before and I'll say it again. To me, this is Modern Renaissance upgraded for the 2022 version, right? It has rosy tones in it. It has a couple of buttery metallics. There's one coppery orange shade, but there are a lot of rosy tones, right? But, you know, it's intriguing, it's interesting, and I really liked the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕖 palette. That formulation really, like, hit it out the park. And some of the shades looked very similar, so I wanted to show you guys what the color story looks up against 𝕊𝕦𝕢. 𝕊𝕦𝕢 has more olivey tones to it with some peachy tones, but with Rose Metals, it's a little bit more on the definite mauve-y and rose side. So swatching this out, I was so happy it didn't look as impressive as I thought it would, okay? The shimmers feel okay, the mattes feel okay, like the formulation's okay, but nothing about the shade selection blew me away. In fact, there are a couple of shades that are looser, so I know there's gonna be fallout and I'm thinking they're gonna fall in my eye, and I'm just not, no, I'm not intrigued at all. And look at the swatches on my skin tone. They look so tired, and all of these shades, I mean, okay, fine. They're beautiful neutrals, but I have all these shades already. There's nothing special about this palette that is going to be different than anything else I have in my collection. So this one is also an easy pass, and I'm so happy I saw it in store. I mean, initially when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be too much. I'm not gonna be able to say no. And then I swatched it and I was like, oh, thank you so much, because it's a definite dub for that. Oh my god. All right, let's talk about Urban Decay. So this is the Naked Times Robin Eisenberg eyeshadow palette. Listen, okay, when I saw this, I was like, look at Urban Decay trying to do something a little bit urban. Oh my god. Not really, but kind of, right? So I saw this in store and I'm like, all orangey peachy tones with this little area of 4 bluish tones that look intriguing, right? And there's that periwinkle shade that I was intrigued by. That's the shade that I gravitated towards, right? So it's really pretty. The packaging is cute. Like, it follows the Naked layout. Like, it's cute, right? Well done. Even the color story looks a little bit interesting. So I was like, all right, let me see what Urban Decay got going on over here. Ciao. When I tell you tired, the peachy tones, the neutral shades, whatever, like they're so basic. The formulation is so whatever. I'm just, what? And then the periwinkle is cute. The periwinkle shade was cute, but then the other like purpley blue shades, I was like, what the heck is this? First of of all, they feel grainy, so Fallout Central, you're gonna have to probably use them damp, but they're so lackluster, like the intensity wasn't there. They're not high shine metallics, which I guess I can't expect from Urban Decay anymore. But these shades were so tired, and that periwinkle I already have in my Tropicolor palette, so you know what, whatever. And it's kind of funny because after I did the Tropicolor palette plus my Hummingbird palette, I'm kind of set with eyeshadows, and because of those palettes, I can talk myself out of other palettes because what I would be looking for in those palettes, I already have in my own palette, so I'm like, whatever, moving right along. All right, here's one that I was hella interested in, okay? This is the Empowered palette from Huda Beauty. I was like, oh yeah, I need to get this. I'm all over it, right? Now this guy also has some inflation pricing because it's $67. 67 doll hairs. I was like, hold up. What, ma'am? Hold on now. To be fair though, it's 18 shades, it's alright. And last year's palette I had no intention of picking up until I went in store and swatched it, and whoo! The mattes were so creamy. I couldn't leave it in the store. It had to come home with me. So I was like, all right, maybe this year the same thing's gonna happen. So I went in store, packaging, beautiful. Like looking at it, really gorgeous, right? Right away, I knew the color story wasn't my vibe because it has 2 yellow golds in it. I'm not a yellow gold person, okay? So I'm not interested. But the other shades looked cute, right? There's a lot of peaches in this, and I feel like peach is a theme for this holiday season or just this season overall. There are a lot of palettes with cool tones and then peachy tones, which is weird, right? So the Urban Decay palette had that, and so did the ABH palette. But I was like, you know what? This looks like it could be cute. Come to find out that there are 3 cream shades in this palette, and the 2 shades that I would probably gravitate towards the most, which are the dark shades, like there's this dark sooty charcoal black and then this deep like eggplant shade. Those are cream eyeshadows in an open powder palette with no protective overlays at all. So cream and powder, just all a mess, okay? And then there is this shimmery shade that has a cream center. So the one that has a little S in the chest, that's what Manifest It. That one is kind of a duo powder cream eyeshadow in one pan, and you swirl it around and it creates like a creamy eyeshadow, right? And then there are various textures as well. So the other shade, so there's a marbled one that feels kind of creamy as well, and then like the golds have this really crushed metal feel. The mattes are beautiful, right? But those cream eyeshadows, automatically I was like, nah, absolutely not. So I swatched it out and they feel great, okay? The mattes feel buttery like I expect, and like I said, the golds are like that crushed metal, which I'm not in love with. And then the cream shades are just, and I'm never going to use them for an eyeliner or an eyeshadow base, so it's like I don't want them. So if I take the 3 cream shades out of the equation, which are the first 3 that I swatched, and just focus on the rest of the palette, hide those 2 golds, everything is a peach neutral palette. Why do I need that? I have that 15 times over, like probably more than that. I don't want it. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want this. And all the tones are kind of like mid-tones. There's no deep, rich blending shade, which is what I really look for. I love a rich outer V. I love like rich, dark, colorful shades. Like stop it. If you give me a navy or a rich burgundy or a rich green, oh, I'm over it, okay? These, I was like, So without the cream shadows, which were the richest shades in the palette, you don't have any rich tones, and I'm not intrigued. Like, toss out the yellow golds, I'll never use them, and everything else is a peach. I can figure it out with my existing collection. I don't need none of this. I was so happy, child, because $67 was gonna take me out, okay? It was gonna take me out, and I was not trying to hear it. Okay, ready? I didn't expect to see these in store. I was so glad I did get to see them because these are the ones that I always pick up during the holidays. Melt Cosmetics did their release. Last year I didn't pick that palette up. Oh my god, I was so proud of myself, but that Mariposa palette with the butterflies and the little eyeshadow pans, I was not interested, alright? But these palettes this year, there are 4 different types, right? So these are the mini bad side Zodiac eyeshadow palettes, 8 shades, and they're $38 a piece, which is actually kind of pricey. Not gonna lie, but Melt Cosmetics has always been pricey. But these, all right? So we have 4 versions. It's, what is it? Earth, water, fire, and air, okay? Laid out, cute, cute. And I was looking at them and they just don't give me Melt Cosmetics vibe. Like compared to all the other Melt Cosmetics palettes, the fact that these are in round pans, first of all, they're not in the traditional layout, which I somehow love. Like I love that aesthetic. And the color stories are cute. Like they're cute enough. So the swatches are gonna be air, fire, water, and earth, right? So this air palette has purpley and pinky tones. And nothing about this is intriguing. I'm telling you right now, this was such a flop. I was like, ew, like what is that? And then the fire palette, which is probably one of the most intriguing ones, has orangey fire tones, which fits the theme. Like it fits, and it's cute enough. Like it looks nice, but like none of the shades are special to me. The water palette, which I thought was gonna be like blues and stuff, is all teals, which are cute. But again, I have my Tropicolor palette that has better teals in there. And like the shades kind of swatch a little funky. There's one shade with glitter in it that just, ew, I wasn't interested in. And then the earth palette, which is my sign, would be the one I would gravitate towards the most, because it has this beautiful rich dark green I'm so interested in, and then it has this mustardy shade. But then I'm looking at the other shades from Melt Cosmetics and I'm like, I already have these colors. I don't need this specific palette. And then it has a yellow gold in it that I don't want. So these are such an easy skip for me. The formulation is just so too. I don't even think Melt does shimmers that well. And then these mattes were kind of dry and patchy. Some were creamy, some were patchy, and I'm just like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Not at $38 a pop, ma'am. No, no, no. And then I went over to the holiday side, right? Because there are a couple of holiday collections. So there's the Charlotte Tilbury collection, okay? She has blush palettes that were released. And I was a little bit intrigued because I'm like, oh, these look kind of fun. And I don't know if she's done like a blush palette like this before. So it's the Pillow Talk Beautifying Blush and Highlighter palette. So there are 2 highlighters, 2 blushes, and there are 2 options, medium deep, and then you have fair medium, all right? I swatched both. They're very pretty to look at in store. I love the embossing. Like they look really great, and they're large, but they're $75. 70, who, ma'am? Who you talking to? $75 for this? No, sir. So I swatched them out, right? And I'm not big on highlighters, so I don't want a highlighter palette, especially one with 2 highlighters out of 4. If it was 1 highlighter and 3 blushes, I'd be like, all right, kind of. But I swatched them out, and they were very blah. And the highlighters were very blah. Champagne-y highlighters, maybe a little peachy tone to the darker one. But even the darker one, like, the shades look so dirty. I was not intrigued at all. They're very lightly pigmented. They didn't pack any punch, and I'm not spending $75 for this. Not for this when my blush collection is fire, okay? My blush collection, okay? I have so many good blushes, don't even bother, okay? So this was an easy skip for me, but it's beautiful to look at in person. And I think if you're lighter, you might like this. If you're a Charlotte Tilbury fan, you might like this, but I'm not spending $75, child. That was so easy. And then another one that I was not even interested in is the Rising Star Cheek Palette from Nars, okay? This is their holiday blush line. And here or there, I will pick up the blush palettes from Nars. I think last year, I picked up their eyeshadow palette, which I was so in love with. They did such a good job last year. I didn't get a blush palette, but I've gotten their blush palettes in the past, right? And this one, not gonna lie, not gonna hold you, is cute, okay? They have stars all over it. It's cute, like they did a good job. And I swatched it out. And low-key, this palette is the one that I was the most intrigued by out of everything, okay? This palette that wasn't even on my radar, like it wasn't even a consideration. She cute, she a little cute, the shades are cute, but then there's this berry shade in there, at the end that I know is gonna look like I got slapped, okay? Not gonna get that. I've been realizing that berry mauve shades just don't flatter my complexion very well. They just look too bruisey and they just don't look good. And then there's this cool tone pink, like a mid-tone pink in the middle. That again is not going to be a shade that I would use. So out of 6 shades, I would probably only use 4, which is not bad, but I would only use 4. $60 for this palette. The highlighter in this palette though, she cute and she would work for me. She's subtle, so she would be the kind of highlighter that I would be interested in. So this is the only one that was kind of pulling at my heartstrings, but I can still say no because I don't get blush palettes. I have so many blushes that I can say no to a blush palette. And then I will just wrap up by showing you the foolishness that Tarte released. The Gilded Glamour Holiday Collection. Lord have mercy. Tarte. I didn't even bother swatching because I don't want none of it, okay? So there you have it. Those are the products that I went in store and swatched out. Those are my thoughts about those palettes because I need you guys to know that these palettes you can definitely like skip, okay? None of them are impressive. And if you pick them up and you love them, then we just have different tastes and that's okay. And I'm happy for you that you're enjoying them. But if you have similar tastes to me and you have a pretty decent size collection, you can skip all of this shit. Plus with these prices, for what? For what? And some of these brands are definitely hiking up prices beyond where they need to be, okay? I understand inflation and all that and like labor shortages, and I understand ingredient demands and all this thing, okay? I understand. However, some of y'all are doing too much. Some of y'all are doing too much. Y'all need to get it together because there's no reason there should be a $7 to $10 price hike on your products. Like, or who you talking to? And mind you, if the inflation goes down, those prices are not gonna go down with it. So these are gonna kind of be standard pricing going forward. No, absolutely not. Pack it up because it's not happening on my watch. All right, so there you have it, guys. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I took you along on a shopping trip. I will probably try to do a couple more of these coming up because I love going in store and swatching. It's so fun. And I found the perfect Sephora to go in where I can just luxuriate because it's not crowded. I don't feel rushed. There's not a lot of people going in and out, and the salespeople aren't high pressure salespeople. I am loving that. Plus, one of my viewers actually works there, and the salespeople at that store are really nice. So that's gonna be my Sephora to go in and play with products for you guys. So again, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will link all the products down below in case you're interested in picking them up. There will be asterisk next to those links, which means they're affiliate links. That means I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through those links. Hey, I shared swatches with you, so it's only right that you make a purchase through my link so I can get a small kickback and I get to put right back into the channel. But if you're not comfortable with that, just shop the way you normally shop. No muss, no fuss. I'm still happy you're here watching, and I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter where you should be following me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Happy shopping, guys, and stay tuned for my recommendations video where I will be sharing actual great products that you may want to go ahead and pick up during this sale. So I will see you guys in a bit. Bye.